All right. Okay, let's talk creativity today. A truly fun topic. We're already having fun, I'll have you know. I should mention that creativity is the fifth of our seven pillars. We're doing seven pillars right now in our video series, The Daughters of Wisdom. Two more to go. So, creativity is using our imagination or new ideas to invent something new and unique. Isn't that such a great idea? A lot of people mistake creativity to be preserved for those people who are artists or entertainers or dancers, something like that. But we disagree. Everybody is creative. And we're going to get started with Peggy today talking about creativity. She's actually a published writer, so she has the real credentials.
Woo woo, okay. I'm so excited, really I am, to talk
I
about
know.
creativity because I love creativity, and the fact of the matter is everybody has it, whether they want to own it or not.
And for me, being creative is something that makes us human. Well, more human, I hope. And that's the ability to have your imagination and come up with new ideas, invent new things, do unique things. That makes us human. So,
And creativity includes everything from, as Charlie was mentioning, the arts, but it also includes things like creating that new cell phone that you just bought.
yeah, that's right. The kind that closes and costs like $2,000 just to have.
Yep.
Well, I want to start kind of going backwards, talking about that idea of creativity making us human. And one of my favorite hometown day visits, I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, is going out and seeing the petroglyphs. So anybody who's unfamiliar with it, with what a petroglyph is, that's the drawings that are made on rocks, sometimes in paint, sometimes they're engraved, sometimes they're carved. And the petroglyphs around here are like from 1100, so they're really old, but they're a form of creativity. And since I was talking about the past and the fact that humans have this creative bent, I mean, it's just amazing to see what people will do on a petroglyph. They created pictures of animals that are around here. I was telling Peggy earlier, there's a series of like 40 pictures, not that far from here, of having a baby. So they were being creative in their educational things.
Instructional
back in the
manual.
day. And instructional manual. You have to just kind of walk around those rocks and see what you're in for. But my point is that humans have been creative and creating images for thousands of years. I think it's a trait we're born with, just to be creative. Some of us might say, oh, not me. I'm not the least bit creative. But that's because they're comparing themselves to somebody like a writer. I always told Peggy I didn't think I was creative, and here I am making a video, probably number 7 or 8 here. And I also have to tell you that we're creative every single day, multiple times of the day when we daydream. We're creating images of
In your head.
something. My favorite being what I'm going to do when I'm going to win the lottery.
Yeah.
I'm pretty creative.
And what do you think writers do all day long? You're creating images in your head, and in my case, I do it. It's like a movie in my head that I
Yeah.
write about, that I write out. So,
Pretty cool.
like I said before, everybody has it one way or another. Are you a gardener like Charlie? You make a beautiful palette of flowers and sometimes
Colors.
vegetables, colors, trees,
Textures.
bushes. Yeah, all that. Are you a baker? Maybe your grandmother taught you how to bake years ago, and you have taken it a little further. You create a different type of pie. You create a different kind of bread. You do different ingredient combinations. Everybody is creative. You need to accept that and use it
And have fun.
and have fun.
we consider creativity what we call imagining. We love that term. It's like a Disney term. Having new ideas as an important part of wisdom. That's why we included it as the fifth of 7 pillars of wisdom. And those who act in a wise way, they make things, they do things, they make decisions. They have to have this like spark of creativity, using new ideas along with experience, knowledge, and good judgment, the foundations of wisdom. It's just this like really powerful combination of things. So anyway, very important part of wisdom, I think.
That's very, very true. And while we believe creativity is a driver that underlies life, basically, it's a constant thing. I mean, somebody came up with the wheel.
Yes, they did.
There are also the group of people, and it can be anybody, anywhere, who join the ranks of the creative who choose it as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And how many people do we know? I mean, we've heard about the waiter or the waitress who is an actor.
Yeah.
You've heard about different people doing different things. It can be your primary motivator if that's the kind of person you are. It's what you want to do, and you're willing to sacrifice a lot of things to do it. It doesn't mean you're suffering. You might be like me, a writer who spent a lot of years working in law offices to have a steady income in addition to when I got published. And you get an advance. People don't know advances mean you don't get any more until the book starts to sell. So there's a group of people who do that, and that's great. And it's also great to be the ones who just do it in your everyday life because it's part of living. So it's a choice, and as we keep saying, have fun with it.
Yeah. Well, there's just a lot of joy in creating or imagining something from nothing. I mean, it's just such a great thing. I was thinking this morning about a friend who does tiny drawings, and it must be really amazing to sit down with a blank piece of paper and just the other day she did a picture of a baby deer. It was just like the coolest thing. Or for me, I go hiking, and oftentimes when I come home, I try to describe the experience in my journal, write it down. That's creative in my own way. I don't share it with anybody, but it's just fun to imagine my hike. Or all winter long, I imagine what my flower garden is going to look like. And sometimes I even scratch out a drawing or two on a piece of paper. Or just some really mundane things, like I used to work in an office as an executive, but solving a problem takes a lot of creativity. You have to really do that old thing that is really boring to hear, but thinking outside the box, letting your creativity take over. It can really be kind of mundane stuff. So,
but at the same time, when you come to that amazing place where you've solved it or you've come up with some way to do it.
Look what I found.
It's amazing.
I got this
exactly.
done.
Yeah. So the Daughters of Wisdom strongly encourage everybody watching this, or everybody who just, who wants to get into it, to use your creative bones, to use them every day. However you may, need to use them or want to use them, whether you're, actually writing a story from scratch or whether you're using it to solve a problem in your home or your office. However you're doing it, creativity is wonderful. It's fun. It helps. It really enthuses you for life. It's an amazing thing, and don't play it down. Don't think because you aren't a dancer or a singer or an oil painter that you don't have it and that you're somehow missing out, because you aren't. You do have it, and it can be so much fun, and it can add so much joy to your life.
Yeah.
So please accept that you are creative one way or another, and use it.
Yeah, be creative today. Have a good daydream.
That's right.
For goodness sakes.
Come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that note, we're going to wind up creativity.
Yeah.
And we're going to look forward to next week, where we're going to tackle the topic of transformation.
Now that I'm looking forward to, because I plan to be transformed by the end of the talk next week. It's a great topic. Don't miss it.
Yes. Be with us next week, please. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for next week, please come visit us at our Pinterest account.
Yes.
We put all kinds of fun things up there, inspiring quotes, bits of wisdom, funny photographs, some cow stuff.
It's very creative.
Yes, it is. And we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, we
so come on over, and we're going to put the address to that Pinterest account below our closing credits here.
Okay.
So
which we created.
Which we created. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.